I forgot what I was going to say.
Good, perfect.
So, yeah. But the whole night was kind of like that. I didn't expect Curtis Blades to stand and bang either.
I don't know what I expected Curtis to do.
Like, he's a better wrestler than Aspinall. Aspinall was ready for the wrestling.
Very true.
And he never wrestled. So I was like, what's going on here?
It's because it was 4 or 5 in the morning, and he was tired, and he wanted to call it a day. And
Perhaps,
he had the built-in excuse already. And
listen, it's easy for us to say, you should have known better. But you train. You don't really train for that time zone. That's why I love when fighters go 6 months to Mexico City. I'm going to go for 6 months and train there because I need to get used to the altitude. If you have to get used to the time zone, then go earlier.
Speaking of wrestling,
not everybody can do that, but Curtis Blades is in the financial spot to do that.
Yes,
sir.
Matthew.
Speaking of wrestling, the first liner was Yoel Romero, who I believe was a silver medalist in wrestling for Cuba.
Yeah.
So, that was my first comment that I raised my hand for. I have another one.
Oh, congrats.
The second liner.
Did you read that on Wikipedia just now?
No, I don't have internet here. Do you know the Wi-Fi password is?
Go ahead. What was your second comment?
You don't have a phone that has internet?
Yes, he's joking.
I do. But the Olympics are out of a time zone. Everybody who has to travel around the world, how long do the Olympians get there ahead of time to acclimate to performing in Paris?
Well, first of all, I'm pretty sure that they're performing in Paris time, not U.S. time.
Yeah, but how long before how long do they leave?
It's a 6
When
hour.
did they go to Paris to get acclimated to the time zone?
2 days before.
Really?
Yeah.
But they're not getting punched in the face either. Well, unless they're boxing.
But they're swimming. They're doing whatever during the day.
Poked in the face with a sword. Right. I mean,
But they got a sweet mask.
Yeah, they do.
And what about Snoop Dogg? Snoop Dogg. They brought Snoop Dogg in to compete for the U.S. team.
It's not Snoop Dogg. It's Flavor Flav.
No, it's Snoop Dogg.
What Flavor Flav did, I guess the water polo team that he's sponsoring, he found out that they're working while they're training, and he goes, oh no, and he's taking care of them all.
That's amazing.
It is pretty cool.
But what about Snoop Dogg competing
remember
for
Shane
Team
Carwin?
USA?
Remember Shane Carwin was heavyweight champ, and he was still working as an engineer?
Yeah.
You don't watch Snoop Dogg competing for Team USA?
No.
They brought him in for the high jump.
You mean when Shane Carwin won the UFC heavyweight title?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that fight to me should have been stopped. He beat Brock Lesnar.
Yes, he did.
But I've always said that changed my opinion on Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he came back.
He came back
and persevered.
Yes, he did.
And I was actually surprised, too, because I didn't think he had the heart to do that. But you got to remember, he was also a great wrestler in college.
Sure.
I think we kind of forget that when somebody goes the professional route in wrestling, and we all know it's scripted, and we all just forget about, Bobby Lashley, for instance. Bobby Lashley was a great Olympic wrestler. He was a great wrestler in college. But when he went to the, professional route, people discounted his past athletic, prowess.
Brock also had a fantastic roommate at Minnesota with the Minnesota Vikings.
Who was that?
His name is Chris Hovan, who then came here to the Bucks, and that was his roommate. And Chris told us a story that all the vets were coming to get Brock, his rookie year, and I don't think he played much more than that. And Chris is like, that's a really bad idea. And they're like, nope. It's part of what you do. It's the rookies. We're coming. And Chris Hovan, who's a big boy too, a defensive lineman, said, just do me a favor. Let me know when you're coming because I don't want to be here when it happens. I don't care how many of you are. It's not enough when you're talking about Brock.
Didn't Brock bring in Neil Mellinson to wrestle with him, or was that Randy Couture?
Right.
Neil was a big dude. Really big dude.
What you got?
I'm just talking
Bore me real quick.
Well, Russell Peters, his opening ceremony joke, that Snoop Dogg joke I brought was great. That he brought into for the Team USA to do the high jump because he smokes a lot of weed. That's a great joke to open for Russell tomorrow night at the Hard Rock Casino in Tampa. Your boy, my boy, our boy, Russell Peters.
All right. I don't know how many lies you just told.
Snoop Dogg.
Hold on.
No, first one, he's going to the show tomorrow.
Right, which is debatable. B, you won't get anywhere near Russell tomorrow. If
been
you
around
go.
Russell.
Yeah, because we let you.
He's on Team India. Like, he's American, but he competes for India's Olympic team in stand-up comedy. Like, how many other athletes are competing for other nations when they live here now? They claim to be Americans, like Brittany Griner.
Brittany Griner, yeah.
She should be on Team Russia,
exactly.
Right? Could we trade her? Could we sell her? Like, what can we do with Brittany Griner?
First of all, you can't sell a human being.
Oh, come on, Matt.
Is she a human?
Matt.
She kneeled for this flag again, Randy.
Well,
that's your flag.
It is my flag.
Yeah, it's my flag too.
You could trade.
A, I didn't see it. Thank God. B, I wouldn't watch her if you paid me. There's zero. Well, I don't want to say there's zero amount. If you gave me a couple $1 million, I'd watch. And if you gave me at least $10 million, I'd go to a game. That's the only way I would ever watch. I can't stand her. I can't stand what she doesn't stand for. But she has a right to do that.
She does.
And we have a right to hate her.
How come these athletes don't want to compete on Team USA? They all want to go back to wherever they came from.
Well, they don't.
They do. They all go like they play for France. Like
Joel Embiid is not playing for France.
No, Joel Embiid. Where's he from?
France.
Is he really? No, Joel Embiid is. I think Wembley is. Or
yeah, he's from France as well.
But Joel Embiid, he's from like Africa, right?
Well, Cameroon. I believe it's Cameroon, but he could have played for Cameroon. I believe it's Cameroon, or France, or the U.S. That's why he's getting booed.
Who would you play for?
The team that's going to win.
A ringer.
Now, here I got in an argument with, and we'll talk about it for 2 minutes, hit the break, and come back with it. I don't believe this. Okay? No, this isn't for shock value.
Get the dump value.
LeBron James, all of these players are not playing because it's Team USA.
Play for the money.
They're not playing for money.
Gold medal's $37,000.
Big deal. That's dinner.
Are you kidding me?
That's dinner for them.
That's one hand in blackjack.
They're trying to feed their families.
Yeah, sure.
Trying to make it.
They're there to win. But I don't necessarily believe they're there to win for themselves. They're there to win for their team. But I don't think they give two rats' ass that it's USA versus Japan versus England versus
I was
whatever.
watching the women's basketball game, and we were playing Japan. And Wilson, who's like 6'3", she rejected a shot from a girl who was like 5'2", and then she celebrated. And I was like, I'm like, that's like me playing Shaq.
Domination.
You know? And Shaq, rejecting me and going, yeah, in your face.
I think I saw a picture of you and Shaq standing next to each other. Oh, wait, that was Simone Biles.
No, that was me and Frank Thomas. We could talk about that after the break.
I'm going to send you a picture of what you just said in a couple weeks.
What's that, Shaq and Simone Biles?
That's all I'm going to say. That's all I can say at this point.
He's got an NDA.
Wow. Yep, I do have an NDA. I honestly do.
Were you in a vacation and you saw them?
Like I said, I can't divulge anything.
And by the way, you started the show and you were about to tell us about your vacation, and I'm very curious of why you got thrown out of the pool.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that when we get back from the break, because that's going to be an interesting story.
Is that an Olympic sport now?
Well, it could be.
It was called chair what?
It's chair ball.
Chair ball.
We invented chair ball in the pool at whatever it's called, Cove K, whatever. And the only thing that I will divulge right now, because we're going to have to hit this break, is in any pool, whether it's the YMCA or whether it's this pool at Cove K or Coco K or whatever it's called, every 30 minutes they rotate. The lifeguards. They were getting in a fight. They were getting in an argument because they didn't want to leave their post as they were watching the buffoons playing chair ball. And, it got ugly, and they wanted to stay, and they said we were the most entertaining people they've ever met.
That's great.
We'll talk about